Somebody at the Sega forums and the cartoon and comic section asked the question of why there were certain continuities or certain characters and stuff off limits in the comic. They even put down a list of what they feel was off limits, from Black Doom, Ele- Elsa, Eliza, whatever her name is, Elisa, um, from Black Doom, Sonic Underground, Elisa, Sonic X, More Than One Metal Sonic, you know, just certain things, SatAM original designs, and first of all, let me kind of address. So first of all, let me address something here. Sometimes when it comes to a franchise, basically it comes to a company wanting to focus on a franchise and have that franchise focus on one individual situation or individual deal and not use so much. In the eyes of that company, it's not to confuse anybody. Now, as far as the comic goes, you would think a comic book is almost like, hey, anything goes, right? But if it's a comic book based on a licensed product, even if that comic book is probably the best-selling adaptation of any licensed product, there's still going to be limits. Yes. And sometimes those limits are permanent, and sometimes they're just for the time being. Let's take a look at Cream. Cream for a while was in Sonic X. And even though Sonic X's comic was running concurrent with the main comic, Cream was never allowed to appear. And you had fans keep wondering, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? As soon as Sonic X's comic adaptation came to an end, the door was open for Cream to appear. As far as Eggman Nega goes, I think the time is coming real soon that we're going to see him. I think right now what it is because Eggman Nega is such a part of Blaze's continuity, Blaze's world, that they're trying to find the right appropriate time for him to come in and be a force to be reckoned with. They're trying to find the right time. Could that time be this year? I don't really know. Is he off limits? Not totally. I mean, if he's being referenced, and heck, even having a picture of him shown in the dictionary, then I don't think he's off limits. I really don't. I think they're just buying their time and they're waiting for Sega of Japan, maybe Sega of America to say, okay, go ahead and use him. But they got to find the right time, and I think they're also trying to work on the right story to try to make that happen. Elise from '06. Why is she off limits? Well, let's just put it this way. Do you seriously want major backlash over on your comic more than it already has? Exactly. You add her in, and you're really going to get in trouble. I mean, they already do acknowledge that she does exist in the universe, but if you add her in, yeah, and make her sort of a semi-part of the comic or semi-important part of the comic, I don't think Archie Comics is going to like the backlash they get. Get what I'm saying? It's more along the lines mainly. It's the same with Nega. I think they're just waiting. They're waiting for the opportune time to bring her in. But I think they're also kind of afraid that the backlash they might get because of '06. That's the only thing I think they're worried about when trying to bring her in on camera, on panel, if you know what I mean. I think that's the only thing they're worried about. But do I see her arriving eventually? Do I see her arriving eventually? Oh, yeah. Just not right now. Because I don't think they're ready for that backlash yet. I think they're trying to fix something up to where it's not, if they bring her in, the backlash won't be too bad. Sonic Underground. Let me put to you like this about Sonic Underground. Pretty much the soft retcon and reboot has affirmed that Sonic will not have a brother or a sister. And that the universe of Underground, as far as comics is concerned, is non-existent. In other words, it's gone. It's history. It's one of those universes that apparently collapsed onto itself and wiped everything out. I mean, heck, you can even confirm it with Ian Flynn himself. The Sonic Underground universe ceased to exist in the comics. Yeah, you can have the DVDs and all that acknowledging that there is Sonic Underground, but guess what? As far as the comics go right now, and as far as Sega is concerned, licensing this damn thing to Archie, Sonic Underground never happened. Period. As far as SATM original designs, as far as they go, it's all about evolution. That's all it is. It's all about evolving and changing. Think of it this way. Think of it this way. I even talked about this one time. When a series goes into another season, whether it's the second season, third season, fourth season, whatever, when a television series, whether it's animated or live action, goes into a new season, the cast changes. If it's live action and you're keeping the same cast of characters and you're growing up with them, yeah, physically, mentally, those characters are going to change, and you got to change the characters to go along with them growing up and becoming who they are. So you got to change the cast up a little bit. Like, let's say Full House. When Candace Cameron, her DJ character grew up. I mean, she literally grew up on the show with us. When she started growing up, she went from being the DJ that first started to being a DJ that basically, she's basically about to leave. She's about to move out on her own. So you had to evolve, and by evolving with that character, you evolved and you added layers to her. You had changes to her. You added a different look to her. You added everything. Even the intro itself spoke to that. I mean, basically, DJ went from being a kid in the house to being just like another adult in the house. And that was it. That was it. And I don't think you can say any more than what Sonic SATM characters are going to with their designs. I mean, let's take a look at Season 2. Sally got a vest, eye pupil, and her eyes basically got black pupils. Same with Bunny. Bunny's eyes got black pupils, even though it took about a couple of episodes later. Rotor sort of got a redesign. Antron sort of got a redesign. And that's basically what the comics did. After 20-something years, they said, you know what? We're going to reboot these guys. We're going to softly retcon these characters, and we're going to do it by also adding in the designs. Was it appropriate sometimes? Do people like certain design changes, like with Sally? No, they don't. But that's basically why we have the new designs. The old designs are not off limits. It's just that more now they're giving these designs to kind of match them up to what they would be like maybe in a game. But that's just my opinion. But to answer the question, no. The SATM designs are not off limits. They're just, it's just about changing and evolving, if you know what I mean. You take a look at the Batman animated series. All the seasons, the animation changed as we got later on in the seasons. After a few seasons, the animation changed and became what it was. Same with the X-Men series. It's all part of change. It's all part of evolution. It's all part of kind of modernizing and being with the times. You know what I mean? But no, the designs, the original designs are not off limits. It's just, they've changed them. They just retired those designs, if you will, for the time being. But really, the thing is, there's going to be a lot of things off limits. Like Metal Sonic being more than one Metal Sonic. If Sega has their say in it, there's only going to be one Metal Sonic. That's it. That is it. Just one. As far as Sega's concerned, they're telling Archie, there's only one Metal Sonic. Don't go any further than that. Black Doom, he's kind of like with Nega. I think they're trying to work a way into getting him in there. But right now, I think because his character, if you play the Shadow game, which I do have on PS2, his character is very dark. So I think they're just trying to work something out to where they can incorporate him in there. That's what I'm thinking. And when we kind of got a little bit of a substitute in the Shadow Saga, but I think Black Doom will arrive. It's just going to take some time, like with Nega, and they're trying to figure something out that's going to work that character in and become the threat that everybody knows he can become. So I think they're just trying to work around and trying to get him in there. So he's not necessarily off limits. He's kind of like in development, in the development stage of arriving in the comic. That's pretty much what it is. So, again, like I said, these are just my opinions on some of these continuity issues and stuff. And like I said, I don't really think any. And again, I really don't think certain things like I mentioned, like Nega and Doom and what have you, Elise and all them. I don't think they're totally off limits. I think that Ian Flynn and the writing staff on the comics, I should say, are waiting their turn. They're waiting to bring these characters in and try to find a way how, and basically put together the right kind of story that's going to do it. All right kind of stories that are going to allow these characters to be brought in a more respectable, proper way. It'd kind of be like with Styx. A lot of fans sooner or later are going to want to see Styx in the main comic. They got to find a way to bring her in. Not just with a crossover, but they got to find a way to bring her in. And they're going to have to take time to do that because she's in the Boom comic. She's part of the Boom universe. But like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. Same with Percy. When Percy goes into the comics of Sonic Boom in the show, you don't think fans are going to want to see her arrive into the comics, in the main comics? Of course they are, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and the right kind of story to make it happen. That's basically what it is. It's about timing, and it's basically overall about patience. That's why Elise, Black Doom, Eggman, Nega are basically on the sidelines right now. They're basically on the sidelines waiting to be used, waiting for that right story to show up, or that right story or set of stories to show up and give them that opportunity. So, that's just my opinions on it. I'll provide a link down below so you can see the topic I'm talking about, and let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to y'all later.